What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com and welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, let's go to the main event of the weekend, or at least one of the three at least. The Bluegrass Stakes live from Keeneland. It is opening weekend at Keeneland. Let's go to Saturday, April 6th, race 10 on the card. Like I said, the Bluegrass Stakes, a field of 11. It's a grade one again this year, $1 million going a mile and an eighth. All right, you know how we do it now. We run through them, I should say, one by one. Let's start with the horse on the rail, the number one, Top Connor. This horse, a maiden special weight winner last time out in his only race. So he's going to go right to maiden special weight to a Kentucky Derby prep, one of the biggest ones in the Bluegrass. Look, the horse will probably go out toward the front. You know, the 1 mile race at Gulfstream Park kind of stocked the pace before winning by 2 lengths. In this spot, drawing the rail, probably just going to gotta go towards the front, maybe speed it up for one of his stablemates. But this is a decent horse. Keep an eye on him. Maybe not today, but I think at some point the number one, Top Connor, will have a big race. All right, let's go to number 2, BU here in this one. And it took 6 starts, but BU finally gets the maiden broke and did it in really impressive fashion. Earned a nice speed figure and looked very good. I kind of think it may have been the cutback in distance that really helped him. So, 7 furlongs is how he finally broke the maiden after trying it at a mile and 1.16 a couple of times. I've always liked this horse, always been kind of high on this horse, honestly, but just always disappointed a little bit. I'll never forget when Just Steel beat this horse on debut back on Whitney Stakes Day at Saratoga, beat him by a nose. So, it's just one of those things. The horse, I think he's pretty good, but I don't know. It's taken him a long time to get the maiden broke. I really don't think this is going to be the spot for him. But you never know. Maybe he's woke up just a little bit. The number 3, Seize the Gray, will be next. He's been good. 2 starts this year, coming off of a layoff. 1 an allowance on Rebel Stakes Day, going 1 mile and 1/16 at Oakland Park. Went to the Jeff Ruby, ran third, only beaten 4 lengths. I thought he ran just fine. Third race off the layoff, a little bit of a progression could happen here as Dwayne Lucas tries to get his second runner in the Kentucky Derby. He's 21 on the morning line. There's probably worse 20-1 horses that you can play in this spot. The number 4 is Dornoch. We'll see if he can run better second off the layoff. He's always kind of been a little bit of a goofy horse. That's kind of been Dornoch's, that's really kind of a general statement to make, but it's true. You watch him and he just kind of does some things that are a little bit goofy here and there. The talent is there. I don't think there's anybody that can kind of debate that the talent is there, man. I mean, this three wins in a row, won the Remsen despite kind of losing interest and regaining interest late and getting the job done. Last time out in the Fountain of Youth, it was kind of a joke of a field after all the scratches, and he didn't run that well, really. He did some things wrong, but he still was able to win, and he never really thought he was going to lose. But there are some holes to poke on him. We'll see. I think he's going to be okay here. I think he'll improve second off the layoff. I think you'll see a strong effort. How strong, we'll find out. The number 5 is Good Money. This horse is coming off a 4th place finish in the Tampa Bay Derby. He was just narrowly defeated, though. Only lost 3/4 of a length. So it was close. And look, he set the pace in that one. I think they've kind of brought him here to maybe speed up the pace a little bit here as well. They'll really have to gut him out of the gate, though. He doesn't have that much early speed. He's kind of just fallen on some leads because they were going pretty slow up front. So the number 5, Good Money, maybe he's in here to speed up the pace. We'll see what happens. He's one of 3 entries for Chad Brown. The number 6 is Just a Touch. This horse was second last time out in the Gotham Stakes. That was the first try against Stakes Company. Hey, I thought he ran really well. I thought it was a good second. He never really looked like he was going to win the race, but he also never really looked like he was going to run off the board or anything like that. He was just kind of there and around, and I finished up pretty well. Kind of ran a little greenly. I think he'll run better. And what'll be really interesting, and hopefully the weather is what it says it's going to be and it doesn't rain, but this horse has been in the slop twice. And maybe, I think sometimes we assume if a horse runs well over the slop, it means they love it. We don't know. Maybe a fast track actually will move this horse up a little bit. So let's keep an eye on that. The number 6, Just a Touch for Brad Cox. I think he's interesting in this spot for sure. The number 7 is Lat Long. I don't see much here that's going to tell me Lat Long's going to win this race. He was third in the Lecomte, ran pretty okay, back behind Track Phantom and Nash. We've kind of seen those horses aren't great though. Haven't seen him in since that Lecomte, which was January 20th. So we'll kind of see on this one. I'm not quite sure this horse is ready for big time competition, but look, it's Kenny McPeak. He likes to take shots. We'll see what happens with the 7 lat long. The number 8 is Epic Ride. This horse is one of 2 horses coming from the synthetic over to the dirt here. 4 races, all at Turfway Park. Last time out, I thought ran pretty well. Got beat by Encino, but I still think Epic Ride ran a very good race. He'd won 2 races in a row, one against Stakes Company before that race there against Encino in the Battaglia. So, I think he's going to be an interesting horse. The number 8, Epic Ride, will be interesting as well. The number 9 will be Mugatu. Mugatu, another horse that he has actually some experience on the dirt. He's ran twice on the dirt. He's also been on the turf, but he's coming off synthetic races as well. He was actually in the Battaglia with Encino and Epic Ride. He got 4th, beaten 7.25. Went to another stakes last time out, the Rushaway, and got 8th, beaten 2.5. I don't know. I was shocked to see this horse enter. I don't think he's going to make much of an impact here, but you're taking a shot, just trying to get in the Kentucky Derby. That happens a lot, so I understand that part of it. The number 10 is Sierra Leone. This horse is the 2-1 morning line favorite, coming off a win in the Risen Star, and I think a good win in the Risen Star. And then you look at what happened in the Louisiana Derby, Catching Freedom, who was 3rd in the Risen Star, goes back to win. So it shows you that was a pretty strong race. Of course, he is 2 for 3. The only loss did come in the Remsen, where Dornoch was able to nose him out right at the last there in an epic kind of stretch duel where Sierra Leone looked like he was going to win by 3, and then Dornoch re-rallied and got him there at the wire. So I think it's an exciting situation when you look at this and see the rematch here. I think Sierra Leone's just getting better and better. Dornoch, you could kind of say the same. Yeah, he's been a bit goofy, but he does seem to get better with each race of his season. You saw that his 2-year-old season. I think we'll see a little bit of progression here at 3 as well. So the number 10 Sierra Leone, certainly, he's always going to be a little bit pace compromised. That's the problem. The good news is there does seem to be a lot of pace in here. And it kind of reminds me of what Chad Brown does on the turf, where he'll enter a rabbit. I think he's entered a couple of horses here to ensure that there's going to be a fast pace. So I do think that's going to help Sierra Leone. So the number 10, Sierra Leone. And then number 11 is Encino. This horse, 2 for 3 coming into this race. All races on the synthetic surface at Turfway Park. So that's kind of, the interesting thing about Encino. What will he do on the dirt? Well, he's bred to be fine on the dirt. He's by Nyquist out of a Bernardini mare. So you would think dirt wouldn't be a problem. You'd think more distance would be best for this horse. I thought he was really good in the Battaglia. I'm not saying I disliked him before that race, but I did kind of go into that race say, okay, I think he's really a nice horse. He's getting better, but this is really his proving ground. He stepped up in a big way, and he stepped up in his second race in a big way as well. So there's really nothing not to like about him other than, hey, what is the dirt going to be? That's a big question mark for me. Also, and I think this is pretty big, Flavien Prat gets aboard, so Florent Giroux going to ride just a touch. Flavien Prat gets aboard the number 11 Encino. So interesting jockey decision there. That kind of tells me they really think this is a serious one. So number 11 Encino, certainly interesting, especially at that 12-1 price. All right. We went through all 11 here. I'm going to give you my winner, and it is going to be number 10, Sierra Leone. I really think this horse is progressing in the right way. We have seen Chad Brown show up to this race, the Bluegrass, with horses that just really run big races in the spot. We all have kind of seen it now over and over and over. He targets the Bluegrass as the main prep where we being the Chad Brown barn, where I should say, really wants to get them to run their biggest race in this Kentucky Derby prep. We've seen horses not run near as well as Sierra Leone in their prep before the Bluegrass, and then come here and run really well and win. You think about Zandon, he went down to the Risen Star. He was well beaten down there, and he came up to Keeneland and he won the Bluegrass. So you think about Good Magic. He was not good in his prep race at Gulfstream Park before the Bluegrass. He came up here, he won the Bluegrass. You even think of a horse that lost, Highly Motivated. Think about him. He was not good in his prep up at Aqueduct. He comes over to the Bluegrass and he nearly defeats the Brad Cox runner, Essential Quality, who was, my standards, one of, if not the best horse in that crop that year. And it was an epic race, and Highly Motivated almost did it. He's almost done it with horses that really didn't turn out to be that good. He's won it with horses, some very good, some that maybe Zandon wasn't all that good either. He was he was good. He was a stakes horse, but at that grade 1 level, Zandon never really proved himself to be tremendous, but he was able to win the Bluegrass. Why? Because this is the race Chad Brown usually has his horses ready to run huge. I think it happens again. Number 10, Sierra Leone on top for me. I think the pace will make the race here. I think he'll have pace to run at, and I think he'll come get him. So, all right, for all of my free picks at Keeneland on Saturday, go to the racingdudes.com/free picks page. Every winner will be free on that page for each race at the track. If you want exact a trifecta, multi-race plays, top 4 for each race. We also obviously have the top 4 in order of who we like for each race. Go to the Racing Dudes premium products and get those for Bluegrass Day. All right, guys, thanks everybody for watching this video. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit subscribe. You really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're playing Keeneland on Saturday.